welcome to a new year. New year, same troubles. Nothing's changed with all of you, but just a quick recap after last week's epic giant session that we had. A whole bunch of interesting things happened. I think the two most significant involved animals. The first.
Really? Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I brought it over here.
You brought the cat.
I did. I brought the cat. The first being that Kieran got turned into a cat. This now being the second time that Kieran has turned into an animal and has had his soul removed forcibly and all that. So, if we remember last week, we had invaded the Black Sun stronghold with Keladri, Kieran, and Yasin. Yasin acquiring a new coat that I still am working on. It'll happen. If you need it tonight, don't worry, we'll figure it out. But
it's okay.
got himself a new captain's jacket, feeling very schwanky and sexy in that. You had successfully found the Hutlet, the little baby hut, Roka's son. And as you were escaping with him, you had managed to trigger a bunch of alarms, some of them on purpose, some of them accidentally, but in the end, you did escape because Kieran, rolling, we call it the spirit roll or something, every time he tries to do a spirit move, he's like, here we go, I'm gonna give it a shot. Taps into the force with this crystal and digs a little too deep, and his body makes a connection with Keladri's grandmother, with the woman who calls herself the Night Mother in this world, the leader of the Night Sisters of Dathomir. And in an attempt to regain control, hoping to sever the connection between the grandmother and his body, his soul leaps into the Loth cap that they had purchased previously. That severing does not happen, and instead, Kieran is in full control of this Loth cat, and Keladri's grandmother is in full control of Kieran's body. Whatever that's going to mean as we progress through that. But Kieran's soul has been fully separated from his body, as in, getting back in is not merely let me just run at it and throw myself in kind of a thing. This is a big thing. On the other side,
that the cat jumps on the table and runs past you.
Yeah, right.
Irony.
After that, we had a series of intriguing conversations with the champions and their patrons, learning that Lord Centaurus is almost a rebel in the sense that he is trying to oust Roka and to sort of institute a form of, democracy, if you will, amongst Nar Shaddaa, but still putting himself near the top. So, how philanthropic is he? Kiva Las, the leader of the Black Suns, taking a liking to Grim, very much showing his desire to not just get rid of Roka, but to acquire a few secret artifacts, which he believes will give him the power to reshape reality. He's aware of what's going on with the realms and things like that. So he's interested in Roka's treasure trove. We also had a chance to meet Nim and her parents. And the revelation that Nim's father, at the very least, probably both her parents, but at least her father, has been vying for Nim to be approached by Faunus the whole time. That apparently Nim's particular clan of high elves get their arrogance and their snootiness from their descendants of Faunus, or at least his people. There is some kind of a connection with her family lineage and Faunus and that realm of darkness where him and his people came from. And lastly, there was Crumbs. Sent by Estrella, who had made this connection with him, as she has over the course of the months that they have been together. Aside from Nim, Estrella has bonded the most with Crumbs, and communicating to him through a series of just thoughts and impressions and emotional urgings. She tells Crumbs where everyone's gear is being kept, and specifically wants him to grab the little bag, the little pouch that has all of the ingredients that Estrella and the others have already acquired for her potion. And Quirk had said that she would find the flour needed and be there at the reception with it, so that Estrella could have the final ingredient to this potion, and also so that everyone could learn more from her on how to escape this realm, that she has some sort of a device that requires magic, genuine Faerunian magic, not the force or anything that is found in this realm, but actual magic in order to power it and hopefully get everyone home. So we begin tonight's session with the harrowing adventure of itty bitty little Crumbs as he wanders around. Now, Crumbs has already successfully made it out into the hallway, across this sort of gap, and into a vent. And Crumbs is now crawling through the vent and managed to see where all the gear is kept. Crumbs also noticed that there were at least 5 personnel in here at various stages of kind of categorizing and putting price tags on the gears of the various slaves that they have acquired recently, and basically looking to sell them. They're just a goon squad who just prices and sells all this gear from the slaves and fighters that kind of come in. And so that is where we will start with Little Crumbs. As Crumbs steps into kind of the little corner space in this room, being a rat, he wants to stick to the corners, and no one has noticed him right now. What Crumbs can see is these 5 people kind of spread out in the room. There's a group of 2 in the back who are literally kind of like picking up items and like putting them on a table and sliding it to 2 other guys who are looking at it and kind of, I don't know, what do you think? This sword, that feels like, I don't know, $2. Maybe 3 credits or something like that. I don't know, whatever. And they put a price on it, hand it down to the foreman, who's this larger Zabrak woman. You can tell by the horns that she has on the top of her head and this kind of modeling skin color pattern. She grabs all of the gear and kind of gives it one last look over, sort of grunts, and then tosses it out a chute. And of course, the chute goes who knows where.
Okay.
So Little Spy Crumbs needs to figure out where to go. How do you want to play this, Nim?
How do I figure out where her stuff would be?
So Crumb has heightened senses. Any kind of a investigation or perception check will be done with advantage, but you have to choose which scent you want to use. Is it his nose? Is it, dark vision? Is it his hearing? What about him do you want to use to help find what he's looking for?
I'm guessing Charlotte kind of gave him the mental image of flowers and the ingredients that he's looking for in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe use his nose to sniff out flower ingredients, or like the leather of the bag, or something.
Okay, so roll for Crumbs' nose. Let's do we're gonna do an investigation check with his snoot. Let's see what he finds.
Advantage?
With advantage.
You will.
Okay. 19.
Okay. Very much like Remy in Ratatouille, he starts to smell and he can see scent and kind of look at the trails that are moving around the room. And there's a bunch of interesting smells happening and colliding, but he gets one, which was the last flower that you all acquired in Hyrule. He picks up the smell of this yellow petaled flower. It was the marigold, and he's just like, and he can track that. He kind of sees where it's going. Now he's not moving yet, but this trail leads around the two at the table who are pricing the items, and then up towards the back of the room, there's a shelf. I think just shelves in the wall, sort of a thing, and it goes all the way up to the top. And he can see this little bag that almost glows gold to him. And that's where his snoot is pointing. But he's got to get past 4 people to do it, and then climb up this ladder. That's the direct approach that he's seeing right now.
Okay. Is there a way that he can, like, skirt along the walls until he gets towards the table, and then he has to, sneak around feet and stuff?
Roll stealth.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 9.
Okay. So, sticking to the rat basics, he hugs the corners and makes it under the table. And he's just kind of slowly, just little tippy-tap paws, moving forward. But about halfway down the table, one of the 2 guys up top kind of like, just hear, man, no, man, I swear it's worth more credits than that. Nah, bitch, you don't know what you're talking about. And they're starting to shove each other back and forth, and an item falls to the ground. Look what you did, you made me drop the man, I swear. And he bends down to pick up the item. I want you to give me one more stealth roll to see if Crumbs can blend in the shadows down there.
Okay, 13.
That'll work.
Okay.
So as he bends down, Crumbs just kind of freezes right in a shadow. And the guy just, I'm too old for this shit. And just kind of comes back up onto the table. This is worth 5 credits. Okay? 5. Fine, whatever. Fine. She's fine. All right, and they keep going. Crumbs makes it down to the end of the table. Through Crumbs' eyes, there are 2 more individuals that are directly in his way up to
you're adding people,
the shelf. There's 5 people in here. He's gone by 2. One's by the chute, the lady, there's a black female.
Right.
She's by the chute. He got past the 2 guys at the table. Now he's at the 2 guys who are literally grabbing crap and kind of, sorting them and passing them down the table. These 2 guys are Gamorreans. They're large, pig-like creatures, green skin, big pig snouts with tusks. Nobody really knows what they're saying, but they just kind of squeal to each other. And they kind of grab things and move them around and sort in that fashion.
Oh, he's gonna get stomped by a pig.
They are in a tight, corridor. Think of these shelving systems as being like modular corridors moving down the wall.
Do they have a underneath? Do the shelves have a little underneath that?
The shelves are flat to the ground, so there is a bottom shelf, and then it stacks up to either side.
Is it open on the sides?
Open in what way?
Like our shelves. Do they have could you get to it from the side instead of just in front?
Sure. There would be an opening to kind of crawl through it in that fashion. There's just an obstacle of gear and crap and things in the way.
Right.
How do you want to approach this with Crumbs?
Well, I don't want them to stomp him, but I'm trying to figure out how to get him to the shelves before he has to go up the shelves. Don't look at me like that. Make me mourn my poor baby. I'm not even looking at that. I don't want to.
Don't even worry about why I'm rolling. I'm just making some rolls.
Okay, I guess he'll stick to the walls and try to get to the shelf.
Okay, which left or right shelf wall? If you think about
He can
this,
see both from where he is?
think of it like so. It's about maybe a little bit wider than this table, and think of that as like a shelf that goes back to the wall, and then there's shelves that go up.
Oh.
So again, like little corridors of shelves that happen.
Which one's the one with the bag on top?
Middle top right. So the middle row of shelves, top rightmost.
Okay, that one. We're gonna go for that one.
You either go across the right side and kind of move through the shelving and then climb up. Okay. Roll athletics.
Oh man. Nimble little rat, let's go.
What we got?
Once.
Oh, a 1 for crumbs. Okay. Here's what happens.
No!
Crumbs makes his way to the shelf. Gets on top, kind of the bottom one. So again, this is like right on the side against the wall. And he's moving around a couple of different bags, some blasters, a couple of sharp objects, goblets, weird things that people have had in their satchels. Just kind of moves around all of that. Makes it to the corner and looks up. And he's got about 6 shelves up that he's got to climb up. And they're not too tall for a rat, but it's him on his tippy toes reaching. And he grabs to the first shelf and just hooks his fingers and pulls. And he's on top. And he reaches up for the second shelf. Squeak, 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 squeak. And he's on the second shelf. He reaches for the third one, and this one puts him at about eye level with the Gamorrean who's closest to the shelf, kind of bending down a little bit to grab something. And as Crumbs pulls up onto that third shelf, him and the Gamorrean make eye contact with each other. And it's just this little squeak, squeak, and the Gamorrean immediately takes his fist and just goes in to grab for Crumbs. And manages to get his tail. And just pulls him off the shelf and just holds him.
Can Crumbs try to bite him?
Sure.
Like try to pull himself up and bite him?
Sure. Make a athletics for this one. This will be an athletics move.
I don't have any pluses. Oh, you use mine?
Mm-hmm.
I could have been using my pluses this whole time.
Well, you rolled a 1. So
I mean,
matter.
sure, but
it's the only time it mattered.
That's a natural 20.
All right, quick thinking rat.
Okay.
As he pulls him back, Crumbs just instinctively uses the momentum of that motion to kind of curl up and latches onto the Gamorrean's hand with just these huge incisors that he has in his mouth, and just wham, and just bring. And you hear this kind of squeal as the Gamorrean just kind of yells and shakes his hand and flings Crumbs onto the fourth shelf, where Crumbs will take. One of these guys. Crumbs is going to take 4 points of damage. Crumbs has a total of 15, by the way. So it's 4 points of damage for Crumbs. But he is on the fourth shelf. However, both Gamorreans are aware of his presence. What would you like to do with Crumbs?
Oh, gosh. Is there something that he could, like, try to... I mean, I know they're aware of his presence, but I don't know if they're looking at him at the moment. Is there a way he could, like, find a place to hide in so they're not, like, aware of where he went?
That would be a stealth roll.
Okay.
Roll for Crumbs.
Roll for Crumbs! Alright. A 9 plus 5, so 14.
14. Okay. With a 14, Crumbs, slamming into the fourth shelf, takes advantage of the fact that the Gamorrean is just kind of like just screaming in pain and gets in the way of the second Gamorrean, who's like, "Hey, what's going on?" You know, if you can understand Gamorrean, you'd be hearing, "What happened, man? This little thing bit me. I swear this rat. I knew there were rats in there. I just knew it. I knew it." Hey, it was probably your. And in the middle of their arguing, Crumbs just kind of scurries and gets himself behind a boot. There's a big metal boot there. It actually has kind of like little rocket boosters on the back of it, little small ones by the heel. And it's just right there by the boot. And has managed to hide for a hot second. If you could see Crumbs, he is just pressed up against the wall. It was a big moment. It was a big moment. Almost lost my cool there.
Poor baby.
Let's take a pause in Crumbs and move our way over to Yasin, Kieran, and Keldry. As this land speeder is careening through the city of Nar Shaddaa, banking and turning, Keldry watched as Kieran used the Force and just ripped these vehicles apart that were pursuing them until there were none left. And the driver, Lieutenant Gagarin, has just looked behind him and he's like, "Oh, right, yeah! And kind of just like slows down a little bit and goes at a more comfortable speed as he heads for the center of Nar Shaddaa and the arena and kind of Roka's palace in the distance. But Keldry, you saw Kieran turn to you, and you heard his voice, but you heard your grandmother's inflection. And you could almost hear her voice coming out through him in a dual-tone fashion. "Grandma's back." And she looks right at you. What is your reaction to this, Keldry?
What'd you respond?
Yeah, it's all right, guys, my brain's scrambling here.
No worries. As Gagarin is slowing down, and Yasin, you see Kieran doing all of this force power, like this just epic, like you're watching cars flying and crashing and exploding, and you also hear Kieran tell Keldry, "Grandma's back."
Do I
Go ahead.
do I notice Kieran do anything like directed to our loath cat?
No, nothing about Kieran's body has done anything. I will say this, Kieran, since you are now in the body of the loath cat, so what you see from your perspective is literally for a split second, you are above the car, you are watching the pursuit happen, and then you focus on the loath cat, and you just kind of, it's like a tunnel, and you just suck into this cat's body, and for a couple of blinks, you're kind of adjusting to the world and the way that cats see things. All the color fades from view and everything turns to black and white. And you're looking out of the eyes of the loath cat. You are in the passenger seat next to Lieutenant Gagarin. It's an open back kind of vehicle, so you can crawl around anywhere that you want to. You turn in your cat form, and you see what everybody else has been seeing. Your body ripping apart these vehicles in the Force, and you hear, though it's a little bit muffled, the speech of bipedal creatures is alien to a loath cat, but you're your humanoid understanding of language is sort of bridging the gap between how animals talk and how bipeds talk, and you hear again, "Grandma's back," out of your own voice, and yet you know it's not your voice.
Everybody around the loath cat just hears it go, like, because he's like screaming inside, like, what the hell is happening? It just gets a little like starts scratching Gagarin's leg.
Oi, 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 oi!
Question though, so am I aware, like, if so we need to be careful with his body, right? Like, can we, even if you're trying to like hit the grandmother, I don't want to hurt his body. Would that, I'm assuming that would affect him
His body,
if he takes damage.
yeah, anything that happens to Kieran's body absolutely happens to Kieran's body, but his soul is in the cat. So it's not that like Kieran's gonna feel it or anything like that in his cat form. It's just when he gets back to his body, he'll have to deal with whatever has been done to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Reacts with your instincts.
Yeah.
What would your character do? Cat just like lost its shit for no reason.
Yeah, we just
Pretty
grab
common cat too. I will say that.
rough like
You yes. Okay, so Yasin,
That's awesome.
you pick up this loaf cat. You know, again, you were there when you and Kieran bought her, and you just pick her up. It's a female loaf cat. And you just stare at her.
it is a she.
You in this moment as you are being scruffed by the neck, and you feel your body just instinctively go limp, and you're just like a baby kitten as Yasin picks you up and just stares you in the face.
The guy's just like trying to speak, like Kieran's just like trying to use mind powers, to, even though he has nothing right now, and he's just kind of staring directly into Yasin's eyes, trying to communicate, but it just like it just looks like it's a drugged cat or something.
But like in my head, it's like this cat has literally done nothing until this point. So I feel like I would notice the cat freaking out.
What is your reaction to the cat freaking out?
Shoot.
Me.
A little shake.
Look into my eyes, my big bulbous little cat eyes.
It's me.
I know what you are.
Notice me. Or witness me.
I think I'm just gonna have, I don't know, just put the, I guess just kind of have, like, put the cat like on my shoulder, like, but like I feel like Yasin is like I'm just gonna put you right here, and like he's not sure whether or not like if he thinks what has happened, like he's like he like goes to like pet like our cat on the butt, and then he's like, no, and then just like, yeah, just put the cat on my shoulder and like maybe just like a like on the head.
It's okay, you freaky little thing. It's all right.
You better than me. I would have thrown that thing at the grandma.
Grandma.
The Grandma Kieran, having already said something to Keldry, kind of starts to move her body in a very, like, I'm warming up, you know, crack, all these different bones and stuff, feeling out her new home. It's just young and strong. Oh, yes.
Say, grandmother, get out of his body. What are you doing here?
Oh, Keldry. And you watch as Kieran, just because of just like the instincts of the old lady, Kieran starts to hunch a bit. His jaw starts to kind of lower a bit, taking very similar facial expressions to what you remember of your grandmother. Like Kieran is starting to kind of look like her in a weird, manly, Genasi way. Like it's very disturbing. I'm not going to get out of him, not yet. I can use one like this. Could have been you. We could have done this together. But no matter. I will take this boy toy and do with him as I will.
Kieran's just gonna be like, and like, like trying to get Yasin. Look, Yasin. Look, Yasin. Look.
Roll. I want you to roll. Gosh, what do I want you to roll for that? Jeez. Persuasion. Roll persuasion. Let's see if anything is getting through to Yasin.
Nope. That is well, I guess that's a 7. Oh no. That's a 4.
So Yasin, as far as you're concerned, the cat is just kind of hyping up, and there's no connection that's being made. As far as the cat's just looking at street lights and like wow, 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 like that's all you're kind of getting from the cat right now.
Can I cast ensnaring strike
How do I-
on Kieran's body?
Never owned a cat.
Okay, you want to step into that? I'll give you this one free action. Yeah, let's point blank range ensnaring strike. Go for it.
Okay, so
Yeah, D20 to see if you hit.
Okay. Is there anything that
With does it count as a spell? Do you add your wisdom modifier to that?
These are your friends.
Ensnaring strike is a spell. Yes, it is. And so yes, you can add your spell modifier to it.
what is
She got a 4.
not work?
All right, so against Kieran's armor class, let alone what I amped it up from Grandmama taking over, you just pull back, and Yasin, you're watching her draw on your friend, and just before you can blink, and just lets the arrow fly. And it has a very short distance to go. None of you can see it. Kieran, in his cat form, having heightened reflexes to a typical human, barely sees his own body just blink. Boom! And she catches this arrow inches, like millimeters, from her face. And the ensnaring strike tries to start wrapping around her hand and kind of forming this vine. And she just rips it off with the other one and throws the arrow to the ground.
Important question.
Shoots
Which
fire.
which hand was it that caught it?
For me, it was my I'm thinking right hand because I'm right-handed, so that's what I went for.
So the stone arm is the one with the stone is in.
I got you. Yep. The Kyber crystal's in the right hand. Okay, cool.
Mm.
All of you would know this. This is public information. You would see this hand. So the stone hand grabs it, breaks off the arrow. Kieran, Grandma Kieran, looks at you, Keladri. My child, your death will be painful. And you watch him take a step back, and his foot hovers over the moving street. And she just pushes off. And you see just, boom, the car keeps moving, and Kieran's body just shrinks quickly in the distance. You can't tell if he's floating, falling, flying, gracefully touching the ground. He gets too small too quickly to tell what happened. But in that instance, all three of you watch Kieran vanish from sight.
And then
Yes.
instinctively like just kind of like no off of Yasin's lap and then like looks back behind like oh.
that kind of like cat reaction makes Lieutenant Regard look behind him. Oi! And he just slams on the brakes of this land speeder, and you hear it kind of as it comes to a stop and skids in a very cinematic way on the, like a side turn skid. It'll drift, it'll drift. And he looks out and goes, "Did we just lose Kieran? I can go back. I can go back for him. Did he fall out? What the hell happened? Oh, shit, I'll go back.
I'm going to say Yasin's just kind of like, like, well, Cat Kieran's looking back at Grandma Kieran, and Yasin just goes over to Keldry, goes, "What the hell was that?"
Kieran's been possessed by my grandmother. Do we want to go back? It might be a fight if we have to face off with him.
Kieran's kind of strong.
Whatever you decide, all right? I mean, he's your friend, Rod. He's your friend. I won't leave him. But if you want to keep going, we'll go.
Oh, we're on a tight schedule.
I mean, listen, he's your friend.
Friends have to say. 3 whole friends, I have to say. We have to say.
Karen and I, sorry, side note. Karen and I, have we shared about the Night Mother with anyone else? That, like, the incident we had together?
No, from Yasin's perspective, everything got dark because of the smoke, and then like seconds have passed, and then the smoke clears, and the two of you shared an experience that no one in the room was aware of.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna turn to Yasin and quickly explain about we saw the Night Mother, and when we were in the room together that last night or earlier this night.
Was it earlier this night or was it?
Yep, earlier the night, same night.
Yeah. So he's been possessed by the Night Mother. She's taken over his body.
Because Yasin has been with the group before, and we've talked about the Night Mother, haven't we? Yeah. Okay.
You know, the last time that Estrella and and Kieran met the Night Mother in the astral plane, like, you know, all of that stuff. Yep, you're up to date.
Oh, so I feel like Yasin's like, she's not supposed to be here yet.
It's something like that.
We are not on schedule. Well, I have a certain feeling that Grandma Kieran is not just standing there anymore. So
yeah. Maybe we should carry on to your friends and then carry on, and I'm sure the Night Mother's gonna make a reappearance soon.
Oh yeah, well yeah, like how well do you know your grandma? Like was okay. So yeah.
Wouldn't know Keldry.
Meanwhile, Cat's just like,
Yeah, I'm like
Very anime like.
You would know, Keldry, that your grandmother doesn't do anything randomly. That there's a reason for this, and you know as much as the rest of the group would know, maybe even a little bit more, that she's aligned herself with the Black Suns, with Kiva Las and his organization. So the tabs that you have kept on your grandmother lead you to the same information that they have, as far as if she'll reappear, it probably will be with them.
Well then, I guess we keep going with our weird cat who's freaking out for some reason. This cat must be in heat.
Like gets more angry and scratches at Yasin.
Oh, they're flirting.
It's because I'm a fish man.
Starts gnawing on his arm.
Wow, this cat's going quickly. Right way to a smack bottom, or what is it? Smart fucker. Gagarin kind of nods with the rest of you as he hears all of this and goes, "Well, this is way past my pay grade." Shit, hey, let's go. And so he heads it down towards the center of town. Kieran, before we leave this moment, is there anything else that you would like to try to do to convince the group of where you are?
While sitting there, I'm just scratching, trying to write a name, if I can, in the seat.
Amazing.
Like,
Wow. There are two things that have to happen here.
Dexterity.
I want you to roll dexterity with disadvantage because cats. Just you're trying to make a cat do human things. So dexterity with disadvantage, and then we're gonna see how long Gregard is gonna let you ruin his upholstery.
Well, I'm not doing super well. 7 plus 4, so 11.
11. You managed to get out a K. And it's like scratch, 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 and it starts to form a K. And the minute that you kind of see that and you go for the next letter, Gregard is like, no, not the upholstery, mate. Shit, no, I just... And he just starts like swat at you. No, bad, bad, bad cat, bad. He just starts hissing at you. The two of them are making a pretty big commotion.
Our cat thinks you're hissing at him.
No, bad cat. It's a pretty big commotion, but again, Yasin and Keladri, it's your choice what you look down and see. Do you care about the commotion, or is your mind somewhere else?
Well, I feel like since Cat Kieran was on my shoulder and would have had to like jump down, I feel like I would have followed. And would I be able to like understand like
Cat
When you look down, you see a bunch of scratch marks, and you can make out a K, but it's amidst a bunch of other scratches. So it's not just a K all by itself, it's a K amidst a bunch of different cat claw marks.
Well, I feel, well, I don't know. I don't know how realistic it would be, but like, can I do the like
Yeah.
again, like Kieran?
Is that you?
Is that you?
Also, I
Yeah.
like how you just said the word realistic.
Well, I said quote realistic.
Kieran's just gonna kind of like relax and just meow, like meow.
Mo.
Acting like any cat would really in that scenario of just like, you're picking me up, meow. Meow.
At the bottom is affirmative as Yasin is gonna get.
I just look at Keladri. I think my friend's the cat now.
That's unfortunate.
Was that your brain?
You just see Keladri in the back of this moving theater going, oh, that's unfortunate.
Better hang on tight to him, I guess.
Got a leash.
Well, I feel like Yasin would just be like, was that your grandma too?
I can't help it.
You can't help who you're related to.
As the vehicle speeds down, the three of you once again reunited in a weird way. Both of you knowing that Kieran is the cat. Cat Kieran versus Grandma Kieran. The three of you speed off into the night. And you can see that the sun is slowly starting to rise in the distance, signaling the end of night and beginning of a new day, and the reception that is about to happen. We cut to Estrella and Grim. At this time, we are back in the the barracks, if you will, of the arena, where the champions are kept. Nim, you are there as well.
Did I just walk back in? Because if like I did, I'm going straight to the drink table.
You can do that. In fact, you have been doing that for a while, and it's getting that time of night where the lessers have to be separated from the real champions, and you have the fight master coming in. And you see little tentacles flare out every time he makes those strange sounds. Strella, I hope you enjoyed yourself with the others, but it's time for you to return to your own room, as this is for the champions alone. If you would follow me, I will escort you to your barrack. Champions?
Can I see all this?
Oh yeah, you're all in the same space
Okay,
together, kind of in
cool,
the common
cool.
room.
Would I be drunk by now? Or would I be-
You're an elf. You can decide whether or not you've drunk enough to be drunk, or if you're just, nim drunk. There's levels.
Yeah, there are levels. Yeah. Okay. I would say I'm probably just tipsy, but I'm gonna act it up a little bit.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go over to the fight master and be like, "Listen, you're great. You're so nice.
No, thank you.
I've always said that about you. You sound good. Great guy. Really. How much do you think it's gonna take? For me, to beat that one. I like her. She's fun.
You've actually chosen an apprentice?
I'm feeling very generous today. I don't know. What do you think? She's like, look at her. She's good. I like that face.
Clearly, Roka has some interest in her. She wouldn't have been here as such. She even has an invitation to the reception later today.
See, I know what Roka likes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know how I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Of course you do. And she's gonna like kind of mess with his little tentacle things.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Davy Jones.
Yep. Okay. 18. Wow. Plus persuasion. 19.
Okay. Well, I suppose if you're going to make her your official, I'll work on the paperwork. That's fine. It's fine. You'll be fine.
But, and she runs over to Estrella and holds her. But she can stay with me, right? I like her.
Well, that's between you and Axel and Anthrax. I can care less what you do with your
He does not stay with me.
wartime activities. You have who you
That's
want.
gross.
Whatever.
Go on.
Oh, please.
You don't know.
Everybody can hear that. Everybody. Now, Estrella, and he turns and he looks to you. Is there anything from the room that you required to leave? Anything there? Anything? That's a joke.
Or did
had.
you give her clothes?
No, that was a joke. She had nothing.
Where are her clothes? She is going to be mine.
Fair.
She needs nice clothes. And that one. Her. She's a champion now.
Grim is a champion. Grim Estrella, if I may, for a second. You have a couple of options here. You can choose to do what Nim did, and the clothes that you came with, some of the armaments, if you wish for those to be your official look in the arena, I will run over to storage and make sure those are brought here for you before they are sold. However, none of your weapons will most likely make it. Those, I believe, Roka enjoys selling, but your clothes we can talk about. Yes?
I don't care about my clothes, but I will be needing my axe. Not that kind.
Persuade me, champion, what's in it for me? I'm not saying it can't be done, I'm saying why should I?
I can be very sweet, or I can not.
Are you trying to intimidate me, please? I have had to deal with the likes of Mud, and she towers over you in every way. You don't scare me, and believe it or not, I don't find you attractive. Shocking, I know.
That's just rude.
Nimbus doesn't concern you.
Everything concerns me. You should know this by now.
Time it out, yes.
Okay. How far away am I from him?
Oh, you could be within an arm if you want by this point. You three of you are talking together with Nim kind of on the side.
And what is he?
He is a Quarian. He is a large red. He's about Mud's height, so about 7 feet tall, big muscular guy with a Davy Jones face. He doesn't wear a shirt, so you can see just big muscles on him. He's got wraps on his arms, and then he's just wearing kind of some leather pants and boots. Nothing too fancy. He's a big guy with tentacles on his face.
And do I need to roll an investigation to see what's on his person?
If you want to go deeper, like what are you looking for?
Keys of some sort, or access card, whatever the.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, roll investigation for that. Absolutely.
I got 11.
Okay. Yeah, what the hell? With an 11, you can tell that as you're kind of looking, there's nothing on his chest or anything like that. Nothing tucked into his arm wraps that he has. But what you do see is that his pockets there is something in his pockets. You can't tell what it is, but you know that you can tell by the way they kind of fold. One folds around the leg nicely, and you can tell there's a thigh, and the other one, it's not perfect. There's some indiscrepancy in the shape of that particular pocket. So you know something's in there.
So while we were talking, can I have done something while we were talking?
Sure.
Okay, so he's semi-distracted. Can I use my mage hand to try to slip it out without him noticing? I mean, I know I'll probably have to do a stealth check or something, but.
Yep, you can do it any way you want. Roll stealth to see if it works.
I don't think I got shit for stealth. Where even is it? Mine doesn't even have a stealth.
It does. It's on the very bottom of all of your skills. On the skills.
There it is. Yeah, big fat 0.
Big fat 0. All right, give me a straight roll. Let's see what you get. Estrella, I will say this. Estrella, you know Grim well enough that you can see that her eyes are not focusing on the fight master. They're focusing on his pants, on the surrounding area. You're watching her hands kind of work a little spell, and you're seeing the mage hand. You know mage hand because you can perform it as well. And so you're seeing her do the incantation, the finger Naruto stuff. You're watching her do that so I will give you an opportunity to help, to distract.
Yeah, I like distract him so she can do her thing.
Sure, what would you like to do?
Seeing as I may lose this arm soon, I want to be gross with it again. Because it's fun. And so I want to, while Grim's doing her thing, my arm's still not wrapped, right? Like I don't have anything. I don't have. Okay, I want to just look at him and be like, yeah, I would love my clothes. And also, like, do you think this looks normal? And I just want to kind of like
put it in his face.
I just kind of want to get it close to him, and whatever, my elbow bone is probably sticking out a little bit at this point because the skin's all okay. And I'm gonna be like, does this look normal to you?
I got a rash.
This
His rash has gotten bad.
So there is a little bit of a smell that is coming from your decaying arm, and Quarrens being an underwater species that can be on land but also live completely under the water. His sense of smell is quite acute. Think of like sharks and things like that. They can smell blood in the water from miles away, and you were already pretty bad for him, just normal distance, but shoving that in his face, he is literally blinded by the smell. Like all of his senses just kind of like white out for a second.
Yes, I'm gonna need that.
So, Grim, you can roll stealth with advantage. This is giving you an advantage on your stealth roll. Roll twice, take the higher number.
The first one was better. 13.
Oh,
Bad. That's not bad.
It's better than the 5 I got after.
Roll a d4, Estrella, and let's add to it.
yeah. There we go. That's going to be 3.
3. All right, cool. So 16. So we call that advantage by stank arm. As that arm just kind of just gets in the way, and he's like, whoa, oh, that's gonna come off. That's just gonna have to just yank it off at this point. Oh, and this tiny little mage hand, because the mage hand can be big, it can be small. Tiny little mage hand kind of slips its way into his pocket and grabs a hold of what's in there and just flies out. Where's the mage hand going? Because right now it's just kind of out of his pocket. Where do you want to go?
There are tables around us still, right?
Yes, there are.
I assume they have chairs.
Yep.
Or stools or something. I wanted to kind of like go under where you would sit and just wait.
Okay, you do that. So there's a table directly behind the fight master, and of course there's chairs that surround it, and you watch as it just kind of goes onto the seat of one of those chairs, and the mage hand kind of just wisps away. And what you see left there is actually a card. There is a kind of a small rectangular metallic card that was left behind. Okay. I will see about getting your clothes, making sure you have those as needed. Give me a second.
I'm just gonna walk past him and be like, never mind. No, not never mind. I'm just gonna walk past him and give him a look, I guess, and then just swipe the card off the seat and leave.
And you can do that. He's fully distracted. So with the stealth roll you have this card in your hand. You're able to kind of palm it because you're not wearing anything that has pockets at this point. But you're able to palm it and kind of just shove it in between your boobs, whatever works. So you've got that. Your hand's free. You watch as the fight master leaves through the same door.
It's okay, man. Deep breaths. I want to go underwater for a little while.
Shadow. And he just like talks to himself. And you actually physically watch him turn like it's kind of a pinkish, greenish color on his face as and as the door closes, you just hear him. Somebody clean that up.
See, the stank arm still works. Good job. Nice. Love it.
Stank arm still works. As long as it's rotting.
Oh, yeah, that was amazing. That was so cool. And you just see this lumbering form of Anthrax kind of come up. And he's like, oi, was it first time that you take someone under your wing? It's going to be her, this little strumpet right here, right?
Yeah, she showed Gumbo. I like it.
All right, what makes her so special? Gumbo, yeah, she's going to be Gumbo, Strumpet, Gumption, yeah. I'm getting hungry again. Damn, you know, I got 3 stomachs to work about. What's the deal with her, right? Why's she so special?
Did you see what she just did to the fight master?
That was disgusting. Kudos to you. Great job. He's like giving you thumbs up and finger guns. Love you for it. Fight master is such a quad, if you know what I mean. But seriously, I've seen a lot of champions, you know, come and go through here. A lot of different. No offense, Strumpet. No offense, but I've seen better. I've seen a lot better. What's the deal?
You know I don't always go for the big, strong ones. You aside. You aside. You aside.
Whatever. Okay,
But,
fine.
you know, I don't know. I have a feeling.
Got Moxie good.
Oh, Moxie, yes.
Oh, you got that. You got tons of moxie.
I mean,
fair
she
enough.
went through 2 hits of that gun and she's still here, isn't she?
Yeah, no, mate, you got that shit. I ain't seen many people do that. Fuck me. Yeah, no, that's all right. You right there. Estrella, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all right by me. You're all right.
That's good, because you're in your own room tonight. Okay? Goodbye.
What? I thought we was. It's on schedule.
I'm not that drunk.
What?
Tonight.
Calendar and everything.
That was yours. I was never stuck to a schedule. How did you know that
You
just
just-
shit,
oh.
though?
Damn. Okay.
It will be alright. It'll be okay. Don't worry about it.
Grim. He makes eye contact with you as you're kind of, moved over to the table. He goes, hey, new champion, Grim, right? Yeah,
Hey!
the blood demon. You wanna come see with the real champion tonight?
Get out of here.
You wanna see
Hey!
You wanna see what this is about right here? Yeah.
I'm just gonna punch him.
Roll to break his AC.
I probably would have, so I mean, meh.
Roll to break his AC. Let me see here.
Okay.
Mim's gonna punch him.
Well, that
Go
worked.
low. Go low.
Yeah, where are you punching
Oh,
him?
right in the gut. Just
Right in the gut. Okay.
I meant lower, but you know. Okay.
I know what you meant, but it's like,
Roll damage on that punch.
damage.
It's a punch. It works.
Okay, hold on. Unarmed. Oh gosh.
Yeah, your unarmed strike is nasty.
Did you just 20 him?
No,
Let's see, hold
no.
on.
She broke his AC though, but it's not a crit.
Okay, it's the 4 plus 5.
9.
Well, I have a plus 9 to hit, so anyway.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, so like what, 9 points of damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
9 points of damage.
So you literally sucker punch Anthrax as he's working his Mac game. He's trying to schmooze Grim. You're watching him flex and everything. And right as he like unflexes and relaxes his body, you just boom, just blur right into his gut, and you sink in like you move past like the muscles, and you lose your fist in there for a second and pull out, and he just doubles over, and he's
Yeah, I bet you missed that one for tonight, alright?
Mhm.
Ladies, you can chill out with me. Let's go.
He looks at you, and his expression changes. It goes from being fun and playful to being how you've seen him on the battlefield in the arena. And he looks at you and he goes, "All right, lass. No more games. I understand. New breed. I mean, you did kill the Mandalorian and all, and we all sort of had a thing where we weren't going to kill each other. I guess that's off the table now, isn't it? Well, I'll just go ahead and go off to my room.
Alone?
Good night and think about what you've done." And he stalks off, and he heads over to his room, and you realize you didn't really hurt him physically as much as you hurt his pride in that moment. If anything, Anthrax is about
Men. They're sensitive.
Mud was in the background, kind of watching everything, and you saw that she had her eye on the situation. She looks at you, and she gives you a look like, all right. And she walked over to her room. The last one left in the room with everyone is this little green goblin-looking guy, Jedi Knight Yoda. And he's watched everything, and he's quiet, just sipping his tea in one of the tables, looking very frog-like. And he gets up and he goes, "Interesting. This is change things have. Unfortunate.
She's gonna turn to Yoda and kind of see Mud's face, and of course saw Anthrax's reaction and be like, "Look, you know I'd be the last one to kill one of us if she didn't try to kill me first."
No, understand. I do. Saw what happened on the battlefield. Unfortunate. She struck the first blow, but change has come to our little group. As it should. Dangerous times are coming. Good night, Nim.
Good night, little guy.
And he just sort of waddles off to his room, leaving the three of you alone and deciding what to do with the time you have before the reception. For the three of you, anything you want to talk about, do, strategize before we advance time and move to the next scene?
I guess ask her what goes on during the receptions. Exactly.
Roll history.
He's cool.
Me?
Nim, because you asked.
Oh, I was like, I don't know how that's gonna work.
Sorry, I just left the room to growl. He's sleepy. He's having a baby. 13.
You've been to one reception in your time as a champion over the past 10 years. There have been a few, but you weren't invited to those previous ones. From what you know, the receptions are grand showboating events. This is where Roka shows off to whoever he invites, dignitaries, crime lords, politicians, anybody and everybody that he wants to impress comes to these events, and the champions are there to put on a good show. It could be strengths, feats of strength, agility, skill, sexuality. Whatever he asks will happen.
Yeah, what he said.
Oh, thanks.
You convey that to Estrella.
Yeah. So I guess, are they going to be getting us our clothes soon or not?
They should be getting them definitely before the reception.
Okay.
Roka would not want to present you in rags.
Okay.
Oh.
Estrella, any questions?
No, Estrella's a bit preoccupied, waiting for Crumbs to come back so she doesn't die. So I'm not really thinking about the reception.
True. Well, it wasn't really about the reception, but you.
Oh yeah.
Grim, you have in your possession a card. It's a metal card. Now, do you want to use it now, later? Like, what are your plans with this card?
How many hours until the reception?
That would be information that you would know.
Okay.
I won't tell you.
I think I'm gonna hold on to the card for now because I don't want to run into someone trying to get our clothes or them doing something for the reception.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it wouldn't be the greatest plan right now to bust out while people are trying to get ready for something and are planning to get us our clothes. So
Sounds good.
Nim walks into her room and goes, "Where's Crumbs?"
Crumbs is helping me out with something.
Okay.
I hope you don't mind.
Nah, I mean,
Okay. I'll fill Nim in on the potion and the yeah.
you still haven't found that, eh?
Nope.
Me, it's been 10 years, so I'm surprised. But, you know.
flour.
I'm for working on it.
At this point, I want you to make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Balls.
Oh, okay. Constitution saving throw. What's my con save? All right, new dice. Don't fail me.
Don't fail me now.
That's an 8.
Estrella, as you are conveying to Nim everything that you know with Quirk, with crumbs and all this, you can feel this disease increase. It's been 24 hours, if not longer, since your last treatment. But you've also gone through battle, through heights of adrenaline, through amazing injuries with this gun that you challenged, and your body has taken a toll. And where you could muscle through something before, at this time you just feel your world shrink and go black. And you are passing out. And Grim and Nim, you watch as almost mid-sentence she's talking, and then she just starts to lean forward at an odd angle. Yes, you can.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's check her pulse.
You both reach out to kind of grab her and gently move her to the ground. Grim, you're feeling for a pulse, and you find it. But it's fluttering. Like, it doesn't feel right. It's faint. And Estrella, you watch as Estrella's arm decays a little more, but as it spreads to her shoulder and towards her neck. And it has reached a new stage in its development.
Okay, so we don't know where Crumbs is.
No.
All you know is that he's in the middle of his mission. He's out there doing his Perry the Platypus thing, trying to get this. But remember, even if he gets the bag safely back to you, Quirk has the final ingredient, which she can only hand off at the reception. That's going to happen. So that's the final ingredient. Yes.
Can I don't know if it's like medical or what check, but can I see if I remove her arm, we get better or worse? Like either through magic or what else kind of skills we got?
Roll, give me a medical check.
Medicine, yeah.
Yeah, give me a medicine check. With advantage.
With advantage.
Yep. Because
I got a 20, never mind.
Nice. Grim, you have been around poison a lot in your life. You've seen its effects. You've used it as a bounty hunter. You've brought in people with necrotic poisons before, and so you have a pretty good understanding that, at the very least, if the poison is strongest in a particular body part, if you take that part off, it will slow down the spread.
Okay. We've talked about it before, Estrella.
We've talked about it. Estrella would be fine.
I feel like you would be okay because it would save your life. That's the only reason I brought it up.
You're trying to save my life. I see that and I appreciate you. But
plus, we've talked about it, so I felt pretty confident you'd be alright if I chopped your arm off.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are we gonna do that with? Do we have
I'm going to contact Alexander and ask for Reaper.
As you reach for Alexander in this moment, he appears. You see this kind of shadow in the corner, and he walks out of the shadow, and he looks at you for a minute, and there's this expression that he has of almost like, how could you? Like, you see concern on his face, almost tilting towards anger, but then he sees Estrella on the ground, and instantly you watch his face soften and his eyes get really wide, and he's like, Oh gods, what happened? And he's instantly by your side, kneeling and kind of running his hand over Estrella's body, trying to like use his arcane energies to feel things out. What is it? What's going on?
For a minute, I was like, "Why he pissed?" And then I remember I pulled him out of the. I was gonna say game.
Flirting with people.
I pulled him out of the battle at the last second. That's why he's pissed, right?
And you've been flirting with
There
people.
are a few reasons why. There are a few reasons he can't go into it now because you're in the midst of saving this.
I asked him. Well, he's already checking on her. I'm gonna ask him to try to keep her as stable as possible while I do this.
Hold on. And I'm gonna try to take her to my bed.
Yeah.
And then I kind of want to like prop up behind her so I can hold her. If that, I don't know if that helps. Or
that's not gonna work. How am I gonna chop off her arm with you behind it?
Okay, I don't know.
You can do it after I chop her off. I mean, it off. We need a hard surface. We need a hard surface so when I slice it, because it's something else.
So you want to leave her there on the floor?
Yes, just for now, and then we can move her.
Okay.
If we can.
I'll go grab some. Then I'll go grab some.
Just hold her hand. It's fine. Like the one that's good.
Yeah.
Don't hold the one I'm gonna chop off.
No, yeah, I need towels and stuff to deal with the bleeding afterwards.
You would also have wraps in your room. All the champions have basic.
Do I have any like salves or something to stop bleeding?
Mainly, yeah, a bit of bleeding and pain. Kind of a cauterizing agent. It's not super strong. It's made for cuts. It's not made for amputation, but it's something.
Well, I'm glad Alexander's there.
Alexander's watching all of you prep, and he's like, "Okay," and he forms the scythe and he hands it to you, Grim, and his hands are shaking a little bit as you take it. He goes, "Look, I might be able to cauterize the wound after you cut it, but she might not survive."
I could smooth this out here.
It's the strongest fire magic you and I possess. It will cauterize the wound, but in her state it could kill her. But I could try.
I appreciate it. I'm just gonna say, if we don't take it off, I don't think she's gonna wake up.
I agree. Her pulse is shallow. Her heart, it's not beating as strong as when we last talked. I fear that in this state she will be in a coma for some time as the sickness ravages her body. You're right, Grim, but you have a choice here. I can try to cauterize her arm after you cut it, or you can see if you can stop the bleeding a different way that would be less painful.
Trauma?
Yes.
Let me
I leave it to the two of you to decide. I will do whatever you require of me.
Is there a way? I know this is reaching here, but is there a way for me, either just through me or through Grim or something, to use my wholeness of body ability to give her life?
All right, let's work through this. Let's figure it out. So, wholeness of body is a meditative thing that you do to yourself to increase your health.
Correct.
What if I gave her mana?
You wouldn't need to do that necessarily. So, all right, here's how it could work. It can work through Alexander. So I imagine you say this out loud, just to kind of spitball.
We're all talking our
mind. Well, Alexander, that could work, Nim. I could be a conduit, but there will be repercussions. If I take from your life to give to her, I have to take from her to give to you. In this case, the pain
Can you take all of the pain? Can I do that?
You can take most of it. Grim, and he looks at you. You and I are connected. You will take a share as well. The damage that I inflict on her will be inflicted to the two of you instead. It will be no small
Give me
feat.
as much as you can.
Okay, I can try
Okay.
this.
As long as you can, right after, you try to stop the bleeding. If we're falling on the floor and shit, just stop the bleeding.
I am ready.
Okay.
He holds his hand over the wound, and his hand glows gold. It's not a color you're used to seeing, Grim. Normally his magic is black. It works in shadow, but he glows gold like Estrella when she casts her magic, a healing magic. This is new. Old spell. Alright. I need the two of you to make an Arcana check. That will determine who will take the heavier load.
I'm sorry, you stayed in character, and I was like, what?
What did you get, Mizzy?
What did you get, Jesse?
An 18.
Ha, 16.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to take more. No,
Wait,
no.
that meant I lost.
The higher number takes more.
What? No, I lied. I didn't get a 16. I got a nat 20. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fine, fine. You're both pretty girls. Now can we get on with this?
Oh, shut up.
Uh,
So is he gonna move his hand so I can...
Grim, one last thing.
Okay.
This will take more energy than I've used in a while. Different healing energy. I may not be there the next time you call on me in a fight.
Oh.
I will come back. And I will
Okay.
still be here. But I may not be able to manifest for a little bit of time. Are you okay with this?
Yeah.
Alright.
See you later.
Oh, fuck. And he moves his hand away. And he just looks at you and nods.
Okay. I'm gonna take...
Aim well.
I know. I'm being really careful. My sight and focus, and just bring it down straight as I lined it up.
Okay. I won't make you roll for this.
Oh, praise
This
be.
is pretty easy. In a very fluid and skillful move, you bring the scythe across her arm, getting very close, just right in that armpit area. And for a moment, it looks like nothing. And then you watch the arm separate and fall to the side.
No, wait, that was the wrong arm.
And immediately blood starts pouring out of that arm, a mixture of red and black liquid from the disease as it kind of pours out. Grim, you're the first to notice the black liquid that's coming out. With your previous medical roll of a 20, as you watch the black liquid flow, it's moving slowly from her neck. Do you want to continue to let it come out, or do you want Alexander to do his part now?
What's her pulse like?
You'd have to roll another medicine check to check her pulse.
$15.
It's gone from a flutter to slowing down.
I'm gonna tell Alex to give her about 15 seconds, see if we can get any of it out as much as we can, and then seal it.
Okay. These seconds pass like hours
Mm-hmm.
as you watch blood and this disease ooze from her. 5 seconds go by and it's down to her collarbone and has moved away from kind of her jugular area.
Yeah.
In another 5 seconds, it's moved to her shoulder until in the last 5, it gets just to the edge right where you cut. And Alexander goes, now! And as he holds his hand over, I want Grim and Estrella to roll con saving throws with disadvantage. I'm sorry, not Estrella, but Grim. Grim and Nim. Con saving throws with disadvantage. Estrella, make a con saving throw with advantage.
Bro, I got a 2. If I get a 1, like. Oh, that's nice. I got a 19 and a 2. So 2.
So 2. Nim?
I got an 8.
8 for your lowest. Okay.
I got a 10.
Okay. Alexander's body begins to glow and vibrate. It starts with his hand and moves up his arm. As the vibration takes over, his body blurs, and it's almost like you can see through him. And it's hard to focus. And you just see him holding this position and concentrating, and the light gets brighter and brighter. And you watch as Estrella starts to shake and sort of spasm. But right at the moment where the two of you want to reach out to her to help her, Alexander throws out his arm, and from it, 2 beams lance out, each piercing you through your heart. And you can feel this energy from him, warm at first. And then the two of you hear him whisper, I'm so sorry. And you feel that energy turn cold and dark, like ice shooting through your heart. And Alexander goes clear and then fades away completely. And what you feel racks your body in spasms. The two of you hit the floor and everything goes black. All you can do is hold on to this intense pain that seems to be your only lifeline to the waking world, and the 3 of you are in the midst of a seizure.
We did it as a team, guys.
Girl
Seizure.
power.
Grim, you will take 17 points of damage.
That sounds about right.
Nim, you will take 19 points of damage. Estrella,
Oh no.
you will take 5 points of damage.
Jeez. Okay.
This is so bad. That's all right.
Yeah.
As pain fades, you are unclear how much time has passed.
Mm-hmm.
What you notice is that clothes have been laid on a table by the door.
Crumbs?
Clothes.
Oh, I was like, crumbs have been made on
You're just there going, oh shit, what do I do? No, clothes have been left there.
Okay.
The 3 of you look
Like death.
passed out, as if you had drunken too much. And Estrella's arm is close enough to her that it, from the doorway's position, looks like it could be attached. But it's not. Estrella, you're the first to wake up. As you slowly sit up, you see Grim and Nim on either side of you. And you notice that when you get up, your arm stays behind.
It's not funny.
You are in pain, but you feel stronger than you have in quite some time. It's an internal strength. You feel less sick. And when you look at your stump, you see this cauterized area. Smooth, like freshly burned flesh. It's not scabby or bubbly, it's just raw and pink. Very good. And you can see just a ring of black around your arm. Almost everything was removed, but some has remained, just a little. And you now only have one arm.
I'm not too shocked. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was looking at my elbow bone a little bit earlier, so this is not jarring. I'm gonna check on my friends.
She's like, I was gonna get rid of it anyways.
We kind of just like
kind of over it.
kind of like pat him on the face and be like, "Hey, wake up!" I'm not gonna do that.
As you kind of, with one hand, just sort of tap them, Grim and Nim, the two of you wake up, and you are, it's like waking up from a freezer. You're just cold and in pain, but you're all alive. And you see Estrella kind of kneeling over the two of you, waving her one arm back and forth.
Oh, well, I'm glad you didn't wake me up like you did, Captain President. Thanks for that.
Oh god.
I'm just gonna agree with that.
Oh. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna like lean over my stretch my arm out slightly, even though it hurts to Grim for like a fist bump because we did get it.
Me too.
It's beautiful. It was beautiful. Oh gosh, Estrella's gonna have an emotional moment. There's gonna be a little hugging. One armed. It's gonna be weird. You guys need.
Okay.
It's okay. We got 5 between the 3 of us. We got it.
It's fine, there.
Okay, I'm also going to, sensing the vibe of what has just happened, I'm gonna cure wounds them while I ask them to tell me what happened.
Okay.
All right.
Without a long rest, you are taking up spell slots.
Yep.
You do not have to do that.
I'm okay.
Just going to push her arm back down and just be like, you probably need it more than I do. Ugh. She gets up and she goes over to where she sees the clothes and she's like, hey, at least you got these.
Is that our clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to save your spells, and I didn't take that much damage.
Estrella, come here. Come here. She's gonna motion her over to the bed so she can start doing a whole body wrap thing.
Yeah.
Before she puts clothes. So she's gonna have move the rags aside and start wrapping up everything before we put your normal clothes on.
Well,
as you do that,
Oh.
you feel that her clothes are just a little bit heavier than they should be, and as you kind of roll them out onto the bed, this green little rat rolls out
snugged.
clothes.
Snugged in the clothes.
And in his mouth, he is holding Estrella's medicine pouch.
Oh.
And he just has that gripped tight.
Oh, baby. Oh, boy. You did so good.
He's telling you the whole story of his adventure.
I know,
and what
man. Good morning, really.
Just show him the arm. Just point out.
I'm not quite sure how much she needs it, but
He's like freaking out because like her arm is missing. I will, for as a DM speaking, she will still need it, but not as bad. Like there is a chance of curing it now because it's so
Minimal.
little.
yeah.
It's so minimal.
That's
So
okay. No, she'll still need it. Don't worry. It's fine. It's fine. Calm down. Calm down. Shh.
I'm just glad that 15 minutes or seconds didn't have that bad of effect.
Yeah, no kidding.
I was a little stressed, I'm not gonna lie.
that's cool.
We
That's
all
cool.
were.
So the two of you now have your normal raiments of clothes. All of your armor and everything comes back to the way it was. So I'll make sure that all that is equipped if you haven't done it yourself.
I'm gonna help
Is
her.
there any chance, Chris, that the rings that I got from those mimic boxes would be like in a pocket or something?
Yeah, they're there.
Oh, good.
My axe.
And Grim, you find that on top of your pile is an axe with a note scribbled on top. And you can just hear the fight master's voice going, "You owe me one." You kind of see that scribbled out. So he as a personal favor to you. For whatever reason, he may come and claim that soon. So there you have Thorn. You have that back.
I think you got a second ago.
You could, the scythe was probably a cleaner cut.
Probably.
I'm just gonna
You're
say.
probably right.
Oh no, I would have probably used that. Yeah, anyways.
Big astral blade. That's gonna do the job pretty good. I would have made her roll for it with Thorn, like a hatchet. I would have done a strength roll.
Multiple strikes.
Yeah, that would have been bad. That would have been bad.
You wouldn't have a nice.
Actually,
nice soft
if
little
I
stuff.
had Thorn, I would just put that on there and keep hitting the axe. Keep the axe there.
Oof.
Yikes.
We could have heated up the blade.
Man, you
I
gotta
know,
do
right?
what you gotta do.
I'll just Rick Grimes that shit. So the three of you. Yes, go ahead.
I'm gonna gesture to my arm with a gesture with my hand to my arm and say, "So what do we want to do with this? What are we gonna?"
I don't know. I feel in my heart that like Kieran would love this. I don't know why.
You can just keep it on your person if you want to.
Yeah, I have wraps in my clothes that I had it wrapped up with. I just want to wrap it up and just kind of like a weapon, just for later, just in case.
In case you have to bitch someone from afar.
If I need to gross someone out like one more time, I'm gonna.
Sure, you can keep that arm.
Like it's still me.
Does she get an additional action because she has a severed arm?
Yes.
Then I throw my arm with my weapon in it.
We're gonna work a couple. You definitely cannot wield two things at the same time. That's for sure.
You can use your magic to make your arm.
I'm gonna puppeteer it.
Your arm.
Use my magic to puppeteer.
You can use Mage Hand.
Puppet it. Yes.
Here you got it. Your range has extended by 2 feet because
Yes. She just puts it in the arm and just makes it hold the weapon, holds her arm out.
Swing. So the three of you rest, recover, wrap up the arm, figure out what you want to do with that at the reception. The three of you are back to cheerful regalia. We're going to cut over to Kieran, Yasin, Kitten, Kieran, Kieran, Cat. We're going to cut over to them for a hot minute, and Teledry, as we are in the land speeder. It starts to slow as the three of you are figuring out what to do. Kieran being a cat now, Teledry sort of finding ways to care about that because it's not a big concern for her, but at the same time realizing that, you know, your grandmother has a grand plan and it's not going to be good. And she just threatened you.
So question,
Yes.
I know when Kieran and I had our moment with the Night Mother originally, that you said that there was a thread connecting me and Kieran, and I don't know if that is that connected to his body or his soul, because I just remembered that.
Yes, and that was so. Kieran has the ability to see into the spirit realm, based on what happened to him in the last place they were in Hyrule. He can do things and see things in that plane of existence, and so he was able to perceive the threads between the two of you and the Night Mother. You can't see those, but if you wanted to try, you could roll for it using an Arcana check.
I'll try.
The cat's like butt's clenched and his tail is quivering as he's trying to like establish the connection. I'm working from this side. Come on, help me out here.
17.
17. Deep in your spirit, Caladri, there has been training. Your grandmother trained you to wield magic, to do similar things to what she does, but you're rebellious and you're headstrong and you didn't fully trust her, and so your magic manifests through your weapons and your arrows, and it's what makes you a ranger. It's still magic, but the pure arcana, it takes time for you to touch that. And when you do, you sense Kieran, full, normal Kieran, in the cat. Like it's almost like you can see a glimpse of his soul there, and you see that thread, that connection, and you see it carry out. As the car has been traveling, you've been almost following this third thread that is connected to your grandmother. And as your vision starts to fade and go back to normal, the car stops just on the outside of a large palatial estate. There are high walls, guards. In the background, you can see the arena rise high above this building, where all of the gladiators fight for Roka's pleasure and that of the crowds. To the right, further down the street, you can see the Casino Royale. Kieran and Yasin, you would recognize it quickly as the last place you talked with Lord Centaurus. That thread carried into the palace somewhere. You know, Caladri, that your grandmother isn't as far away as you thought.
All right, well, I'm going to turn to Yasin and tell him I think the Night Mother's close by, maybe in the palace.
I had a hard time hearing you. Could you repeat that one more time?
Sorry, I'm going to communicate that to Yasin. Tell him that Night Mother's not that far away. I have a sense for her.
So it's safe to assume that she, like you said earlier, will show back up. So I guess I want to ask Gregarian if he's ready to go inside.
Yeah, it's a little trickier than just waltzing in, even though you have Roka's son there. It's a bit of a... You don't want to get shot on sight, right? You don't want to get shot on sight. So, here's what we can do. Broker's been making big about this reception that he's going to be hosting. We have to get you in that reception. Let me pull a couple strings, work on a few things. I can get you in. Come in, the big bad heroes, presenting Roka's son. We'll let you stay. You're there with your friends. We're all good. Everything's copacetic. That's not the plan.
Sounds like the best plan we got.
All right. You didn't happen to talk to an Ithorian, named Doc and Da, did you?
Kieran starts meowing.
What's wrong with you, cat love? I swear, just shut up. I swear.
Kieran jumps on the Roca pod and like bounces on it so that it kind of starts floating and then starts like moving his weight to kind of like direct it.
That's amazing.
I got the baby, guys. I got the baby.
Yeah, your cat's off his rocker. Did you talk to Doc and Da? Now the two of you are starting to get to know Kieran's yes meows and no meows, so it's like he's like in the affirmative here.
Yeah, I would say we do remember her. We did talk to that person.
We can start there. Doc can get us in easy peasy. So what we do is I'm going to make sure that Doc comes here to us first, and we go in with him. And we clean sailing there from there. Easy peasy. We just go wait a couple of hours until we get to go. And no place around the corner. It's a bit of a dive bar, but aren't they all right? We can hang out there for a bit, keep low, see if we can keep people tight, quiet. And we got this. Any questions? Any concerns? Anything from the cat?
Just like incessantly meows as if trying to ask a question, but then looks frustrated and like hovers the little baby like towards in the direction that he pointed, just like practicing his movement.
Anything from Yasin or Teledry? Anything that you want to do, say, or prepare before we leave your part of the story?
Not that I can think of.
Just as like a side note, not like pretending to, but do I have like, is there anything like any magic I'm aware of from my past that could help to remove the Night Mother from Kieran?
Roll history.
Ooh. Smart thinking.
16.
Okay. There's a vague memory that you have of a time when you were maybe 4 years old, 5. You've been young, but old enough to start having memories to remember, significant memories. And you can remember your grandmother telling you, there's a trick that our bloodline can do. Sometimes it can be fun to put your spirit in another animal, to experience flying, or if you want to be a horse running across the field. Would you like to try, Caladri? What would you like to be? You want to be an eagle, a horse, a fish?
A rock man?
I think I'll try being a hawk, maybe.
Oh, yes. To soar in the sky, it's exciting. All right, there. What I want you to do is think about the hawk.
Mm-hmm.
See through its eyes. The clouds. Feel the wind under your wings. And you feel her put a hand on your chest. And with her other hand, she makes 3 symbols that you can remember clearly. Physical parts of an incantation that her hands must make these gestures. And then she motions to a hawk in a tree. And after that, the memory becomes hazy. There's words that you swear she says, but all you remember from there is a dream that you had of flying through the clouds. You remember what that felt like. You can so vividly see the ground streaming past you at speeds that, well, they both frightened and excited you. And up until this moment, you thought it was just a dream or a weird memory that didn't make sense to a child, but now you know that those hand motions are part of a spell that can get a spirit into another body. As the group moves off to the dive bar, we cut to a scene that the characters don't know is happening, but you as the players do. We're deep inside of Broca's palace, to the area where the reception is going to be held. Attendants are getting the place ready, decorations are going up, and there is just a sense of movement about everything. In the back, Roca is making sure that final preparations are made, and he's there with Kivalas and the Night Mother. And the three of them are talking intently, looking over some of his latest acquisitions, these giant golem statues that are breathtaking and odd, not something that anyone would ever have seen in the land of Narshara. But into this trio walks a gray-skinned Genasi. His rock arm glows with the power of the Kyber crystal in his hand. And the Night Mother turns to him and goes, "Oh, it took you long enough to find your way back here." And Grandma Kieran responds, "Well, you certainly didn't make it easy, did you?" And the two of them start laughing with the exact same pitch and tone. And Kiva just kind of like grimaces at it. And he looks at her and he goes, "So you have it then, yes? You acquired this vessel so that we may proceed with the ritual? I thought it was supposed to be a girl. Someone within your bloodline?" Well, and the two of them talk as one now, which is really starting to freak Kiva out. "Well, there are complications with her. She'll be along. We may still make use of her, but this one will do. His spiritual pressure is strong. We can open the portal with it." Ah. So he has touched the spirit realm then? He's seen things? He's not from here, is he? No, he's not. In his blood flows a different realm. One that we can use to tear open the portal. Fine, I don't care about the details. All I want to know is if it will work. Of course it will work. Then you have my full support. In 2 hours' time, we will leave this wretched hole. And that is where we will end tonight's session. With Kieran's body firmly in the hands of the Night Mother.